Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm helping you level up your communication skills. If this is your first time here, on this channel, I'm covering cool topics like public speaking, social skills, emotional intelligence, and much, much more. Be sure to join me 3 times a week by hitting that subscribe button right on below. On this episode, we're going to be taking a very unique twist. I'm going to be shedding some positivity towards C students. Normally, C students are extremely marginalized and they're perceived in a negative context. But today, I'm going to talk about how there's a strange way that C students perceive the world differently, which leads to enhanced street smarts. Now, quick little disclaimer. If you are currently in school and you're an A student, do not finish watching this video and be like, now I want to be a C student too. Armani told me to. No, don't do that. And let's say you already graduated and you graduated as an A student. Don't feel bad that you were not a C student. Like I said, understand the perspective that I'm talking about. The perspective. Why are you talking up C students for, Armani? Because every now and then, I feel like the C stands for either creativity or communication, or who knows, both. Why do you say that, Armani? I say that because a lot of C students needed to leverage creativity and communication, otherwise they would be F students. I learned this lesson plenty of times throughout my life, but there was no more important moment than a class that I had to take in undergrad, which showed to me that a C student truly does perceive life differently. Not all C students, by the way. A lot of them just aren't hard workers. But let's say you are a hard worker, but you're a hard worker in a different context. You're going to be able to perceive exactly what I mean through this story. So in undergrad, I was majoring in electrical engineering, and there was a class called electrical systems. For electrical systems, we needed to get at least a B. If we got a C or anything lower, doesn't matter. It registered as an F. We had 3 attempts to get a B in the class. Otherwise, we would be kicked out of the program. Your boy was extremely scared because I was doing all the homework. I was doing all the extra credit assignments. I was doing all the class participation projects, all that kind of stuff. But what was holding me back was the quizzes. The quizzes were extremely difficult. There were often like 3 questions on it. So if you got even 1 wrong, automatically you're not doing too hot. The quizzes were extremely tough. And here was the situation. There was a professor. He had a very confusing last name and first name. So I'm just going to call him Professor S. He was the guy who was the leader of the class. But he had a TA, which stood for teacher's assistant, named Mohammed. He liked to be called Mo. Professor S was dope. Mo was a piece of shit. I hated Mo. And the problem was that Mo was the one that was grading these quizzes. Mo took pride in being a very, very difficult grader. It didn't matter if you got the answers right for the questions. If you didn't list out every single process that led you to the right answer, he would mark the whole thing wrong. I didn't like Mo at all. And to make matters even worse, the dude was only like 2 to 3 years older than me, which made me pissed. I'm like, why is this dude who's barely even older than me have so much power over me? You know, I didn't like this guy. And he would routinely mark off so many points, and I just felt irate. Well, with the trajectory that I was going in, my poor quiz grades was making me risk not getting a B in electrical systems. This was a huge problem because I would be wasting an entire semester, which is a whole bunch of months. So one day I decided to go to Mo's TA hours, where you could talk to him and you could tell him why he graded your paper incorrectly and hopefully try to squeeze some points out of him. Well, one day I go to his TA session and I'm shocked. I'm shocked because Mo overall is a very cool guy. I mean, he speaks in normal sound. He doesn't talk overly intellectual. Very funny guy. He is pretty laid back as well. Yet, he's an extremely difficult grader. During the TA sessions, I'm trying to, try to win him over. I'm like, look, Mo, man, come on. I got the right answer. Give me a few more points so I could pass the class. Mo, despite being an extremely cool personality, he was extremely strict with the grading. He said, Armani, no, I can't give you more points. You didn't get the process correct, all right? I'm like, come on, Mo, if I don't pass this class, I don't get a B at least, I have to waste another semester. This is gonna throw my life off, man. It's gonna waste a lot of my time. Once again, Mo said, no, all right? I can't give you more points for this, and my TA session is wrapping up, which is fancy words for, get the hell out of my office. So I leave, and I'm about to take this massive L. But before I take this L, I noticed that Professor S, his room where he has his little office is 2 rooms down from Mo's, and the light is still on. What if I bypass this idiot and go straight to the actual leader, the guy who is in charge of the class? I knock, and in a Russian voice, he's like, come in. That's my best Russian accent. I go in, and immediately Professor S can recognize me. He's like, you are from electrical systems class. I say, yeah, man, it's me. He's like, what do you need? I was like, look, man, can I talk to you for a little bit? Just a quick 5 minutes. He says, sit down. So I sit down and I tell him exactly what's going on. I tell him that I'm studying my butt off non-stop, yet these quizzes is holding me back and it's jeopardizing me from getting a B in the class. And I may have to repeat it again and waste a whole bunch of months in repetition. Professor S is looking at me. He's looking at me surprisingly with a pretty mean face, but he has a very somber tone. So like, what do you need from me? You're supposed to talk to Mo for any problem regarding the grading. I was like, look, man, I just talked to Mo and Mo's not giving me the points. But I need you to listen to me, man. This problem, I did it correctly. Can you please give me some more points? And he looks through it and he's like, you did not do this completely correctly. You got the right answer, but the process was wrong. So no. I was like, listen, man, I really, really need your help. Can you please hook me up? Can you please give me a little bit more points? Then he suddenly softens up his face too. And he's like, how many points? I was like, 7 more extra points? He pulls out a red pen from his pocket, takes off the cap, and puts +7. I was like, wait, what? I was like, well, all right, man, look, I actually also have a problem with this answer as well, which I felt as though I did correctly, but once again, Mo took off all these points. And this time, he doesn't want to keep pushing it, but he's just like, how much points? I was like, 9 points? He looks again, adds +9. And this is just enough for me to meet the mark to reach a B in electrical systems. What I started to see that day was that this world, which is extremely fixed towards our senses, can become extremely malleable depending on who you are talking to, the level of creativity, and the willpower that you are exhibiting. Granted though, this isn't something that you want to overdo. I was basically met with good luck because what didn't work for Mo, the same strategy, worked for Professor S. I think a part of him saw himself in me because he was a foreign student that understood what it was like to work hard. But I don't know, I feel like something about us both being from overseas gave us that connection, which surprisingly with Mo, it did not give us that same sort of connection, even though we were both foreign too. So this is where communication skills, willpower came in clutch. Because willpower came in clutch because this was a situation where taking the first no should have been like, if you can't get the TA to give you extra points, what makes you think that the actual professor, the head honcho, is going to give you the points? While in reality, in the world of communication, world of creativity, all rules are up for the air. Where this guy was extremely harsh, but the head honcho was extremely empathetic. He gave me those points, and not only did he give me those points in an extremely fixed manner, he gave it in a subjective manner. He was like, how much do you think you deserve on those points? He put the ball back on my court, which automatically put it in a level of subjectivity. Now, if I started to act like an idiot and I'm like, well, give me 50 points for this, clearly I would have lost his trust. But all these lessons right here is something that a C student is playing around with in a microsecond. A lot of C students are doing this, but they've never heard it verbalized. So they're like, wait a minute, this is exactly what I do too. Whoa, like I never had to take electrical systems, but I had to do this methodology for organic chemistry. Why is it that there's this resonation? It's because for C students, in this case, it was no longer book smarts. It was street smarts. It automatically required other entities to make something happen in favor of you. So a lot of C students are street smart plus an intent. You're just street smarts, then you're just going all over the place. You just have intent without the street smarts, you're not getting anything done. But when you got both, something magical happens. And once we transition into the real world, a lot of the times, this is the mindset we are going to have to adopt. Whether we're asking for a promotion, whether we're looking to close some kind of deal, or we're trying to do conflict management with a customer who is irate regarding not getting their product on time. Having a C student mentality in the real world, it is not a disadvantage. Surprisingly, it's a competitive advantage. So even if you are an A student in school right now, or you were an A student in school back then, ask yourself, I tried everything, it's not working. Can I unlock a paradigm of a C student right now? Can I leverage creativity and communication right now? If you can ask yourself that question, surprisingly, street smarts starts to become unlocked in you. And have that willpower to keep moving forward, to take a no from an idiot like Mo, so you can surprisingly get an yes from the head honcho like Professor S. If you learned a thing or two about street smarts today and communication skills and want to level up further, be sure to sign up for my free daily newsletter, which goes out every single day at 7 p.m. EST. Every single day, I'm dropping practical insights with stories that deal with communication skills, creativity, social intelligence, and much, much more. To join the tribe, check out the link in the description box right on below or my pinned tweet right on below. Thank you for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next episode.